Good evening. If you're watching at home, there really are people here. Good evening. Are you guys excited to be here? All right, all right. Well, I'm excited to be here, and it's always the date that I look forward to on circling on my calendar because we usually get to go to the country club, and we usually get to have a beautiful dinner, and we just told all the students that, and I'm just sorry about your luck. Just didn't happen this year. Is anybody sick of the Zoom? Is anybody sick of Zoom? Anybody? Okay. Well, I want to welcome everybody, and we're all sick of Zoom, but I will tell you, while it may seem like it's going to diminish our celebration tonight, I can tell you, if you're watching at home and you're a parent or you're a significant other or a friend of one of our PLI students who are going to become fellows in just a few minutes, I will tell you it did not diminish the experience that they had, at least from our perspective, because they were all in. And they made it happen, Zoom or no Zoom, and it was just absolutely amazing. I'm Dave Lebrecht. I am a 1984 graduate of Olivet College. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. I've been on for about 10 or 11 years, and I'm also part of the founding faculty for the President's Leadership Institute. And I just want to welcome our PLI students here tonight, any friends, parents that are watching at home, and I just want to tell you that you can be very, very proud of what these students have accomplished. I was thinking about it tonight, and I have not been on this campus in over a year, and that's the first time I can say that in 41 years. That's a fact. It's been 41 years since I started at Olivet College. I started in the fall of 1980, and I don't recall ever there being a time when I went over a year without coming on the Olivet College campus. So I will tell you, that was part of the reason I got so excited I got to come here. I had to put a tie on for the first time in over a year, and Charlie and I both forgot how to do it. But we pulled it off, and we're here, and we are just very excited about these students and what they've accomplished. So I just want to say, for the folks that are watching via the link tonight, I just want to tell you just a real quickly what PLI is all about, and then also tell you why you should be extremely proud. The President's Leadership Institute came about a little over almost 10 years ago, where Charlie Burnham, who's sitting back here, and Mike Bivens, who couldn't be here tonight, but Mike, I hope you're watching. Charlie and Mike had a leadership, not institute, a leadership company where they dealt with CEOs and mid-level managers and companies and teaching them leadership skills and coaching them. And Charlie was telling us what he does, and we thought, wouldn't this be cool if instead of just teaching professionals that are out of school and have been for 5 years, 10 years, some cases 20 years, teaching them the skills, why don't we teach that to students while they're in college? Let them get a leg up and learn these skills now, start putting them into play, and our Olivet College students that participate are going to be that much further. And Dr. Corey had not been on the campus long, I think just a year or so, and we talked about this idea, and to Dr. Corey's credit and Dr. Davis, they immediately loved the idea, and they immediately jumped on it, and we started it, and it's gone very strong ever since, and so that's how it kind of came about. Now we have continued to tweak it a little bit, but one thing that's been consistent is this is a very elite selective group. and we've never changed and we've never veered from that. And that's what I want to tell the parents that are watching or any friends and family that may be watching. There's probably less than 2%, approximately, of the students at Olivet College that get into this program. And then, once you get in, it's up to these students to decide whether they're going to take it seriously and latch on to these principles and make it count. And I can tell you, we went 10 for 10 this year. We should have an applause on that. It was 100%. And I'm going to let those comments go more to Charlie and Jill. And Jill is also in leadership development, and she came on later, just a few years ago, and joined us and has been a wonderful addition to our faculty. So with the honors that are going to be bestowed upon them tonight, it will just be one more thing that they can put on their resume, but hopefully it'll be a lifelong lessons that they will take that they've learned here during these several months. So with that, I would like to turn it over to, I believe, Dr. Davis to do an invocation. So thanks for being here, and Dr. Davis.
Thank you, Dave, and welcome and congratulations to those with us online, and also so pleased to see all of you students. I have not been able to participate with the President's Leadership Institute this year as I have in past years, but I want you to know that doesn't diminish my pride in what you've accomplished and what you're doing. The faculty have been raving about you to me, so very wonderful job. I wanted to share with you a little personal something. I have this was a gift to me. I keep it in my office all the time. It means a lot. It was given to me on a service trip that I went on with some students about 11 years ago to Jamaica. And we worked, the students mostly worked. My job was to keep the children out of the construction zone. But we worked alongside a church to help tear down and build back. I think they did 5 homes while we were there. But the saying on this, it's actually from Psalm 138. And whatever your faith or spiritual tradition, the Bible is a wonderful book of wisdom. And so this, the psalm that I'd like to start with tonight is, "The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Your love, O Lord, endures forever." The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Purpose. I loved that idea of purpose. And so will you join me for a moment of prayer? Creator Spirit, we come to you in gratitude for welcoming us as partners in your work. You have called each of us to be members of the Olivet College community, brought together in a collective vision to live responsible, productive lives, and to help others grow and learn to do the same. Bless all who are gathered here today. Fill us with enthusiasm and wonder for your world, and with deep care for each other. Help us to have open minds, generous hearts, and willing spirits. Bless the young leaders we celebrate here as they prepare to set forth to positively influence the world. Bless their families, friends, and other cherished members of their support circles who join in this celebration with us virtually today, but who are here with us in spirit and love. In your name we pray. Amen.
Good evening. It's good to see you, and I want to say hello and welcome to our friends and family online. I want to speak directly to the students, and a few things come to mind, a few observations and thoughts as we come here together tonight. And we were talking a little bit earlier, and Dave made reference to some of the things that weren't normal or weren't the same. I don't know if you find yourself having those sort of conversations with yourself or with your friends when you're talking about, here is this particular part of our life, and then, well, what was it like before? And it's easy to get into a thought process and conversation about the loss that we've experienced during the pandemic period, right? Well, you know, we would have had a dinner, we would have been at this, or we would have done that, and we weren't able to do these things because of the limitations around the pandemic. But what I want to do now is to actually acknowledge the opposite, which is the things that we've been able to accomplish this year. And I hope that you, like I, take a lot of pride in those things. The first is this group right here, you, showed tremendous promise. Tremendous promise. That's why you were invited to join this program. You, I think, know, but our guests might not, but there's only a limited path to be selected for the program in the first place. And that is that you have to be nominated by a faculty member or a staff member or a fellow of the President's Leadership Institute. And the fellows are the former, they're the graduates of the program, and you're about to become fellows tonight. We have one of our fellows with us, Taylor, who's here with us tonight. So a fellow or a faculty or staff member sends what can be, to me, an overwhelming list, typically 100 to 150 of our best students. And then I, along with some input from a few others, but I personally select the class. You might remember that you got notice from me that you had been nominated. That is a huge accomplishment, to be singled out by the faculty and the staff and some of your best peers, as this person has real promise and deserves consideration for this program, is tremendous. The second part is, you might remember I asked you to fill out an information form, and you sent that in so I could learn a little bit more about you and your experiences. And then we go through a process of trying to figure out, because we knew this year we could only do 10. In years past, we've tried to do 20 or a little over 20. So it was particularly difficult this year. And you demonstrated again your promise through that entire program, or that entire process. Then you might remember our very first time of coming together was the sort of information session. And so you came and we learned all about what it was going to be like. What were the expectations for this program? What was it all about? What would you be getting yourself into if you said yes? One of the principles that we've learned is that in order to have a strong organization, a strong group, a strong team, you need to really be explicit about what it means to be a member of that team and not just assume that people are going to commit to the unknown, that the commitment is stronger if you understand what it is you're committing to and what the values are and the expectations are. And you said yes. And let me tell you, that is no small thing. Too many people in society today don't say yes. They wouldn't have said yes to the invitation to fill out the information form and say, yeah, I'd like to know more, I'd like to be considered. After hearing the expectations for the program, they might not have said yes to that, but you did. And I want to acknowledge that and commend you for even committing to do this. What we know about you, and one of the reasons you were considered in the first place, is you say yes to lots of things. This is only one of many, many commitments and accomplishments that you're achieving throughout your time here, and particularly in this challenging time. So good for you. Continue to identify that those are success behaviors. Understanding, evaluating your opportunities carefully, and when you think you can commit, doing so fully and completely. And I think has been said, and I think will continue to be said throughout our program tonight, I have been so impressed. I'm up here beaming with pride for the work that you did, the way in which you have engaged online throughout this period is just tremendous. The last couple of sessions, getting a chance to see your personal visions for the future in your roadmap of the leader that you want to become and the action plan that you've put together about how to realize that future is amazing and powerful. And you can become that and more, I guarantee you. I think your ability to articulate that to the organizations that you're interested in joining in the future will be compelling. They will see that, they will hear that, and that will be unusual in the most positive way. You will stand out because you have a plan, you understand yourself, you understand these basic principles, and you have an ability to articulate it. Today's team projects blew me away. And I sit through these kinds of conversations about initiatives and ideas. In fact, I went to another one later in the afternoon about an initiative that we have going. So well done, very professional. You are ready to work with teams of others and move in a positive direction the organizations that you will influence tomorrow and in the many years to come. So congratulations to each one of you. It's a special thing that you've done. You're special people, and I expect to see big things from every single one of you. It's been my honor to get to know you a little bit better through this experience, and I hope that we'll be able to stay connected. You can call on me, and I'm confident you can call on this faculty at any time, forever. So congratulations. I look forward to giving you your awards and conferring on you the status as a fellow of the President's Leadership Institute. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Well, I just want to say congratulations to, it has been such a privilege working with you guys, and it hasn't been ideal, obviously, working in a virtual environment. I wondered how all this was going to go, and I just was surprised that you made it work, and it went really well. I said this today during your presentations. I am amazed at what you picked up from the things that we taught and the principles and the things that we heard back from you telling me you really took those to heart in your leadership development roadmaps. And your parents should be very proud of you, because I was sure proud of you. I was thinking about, the characteristics of really great leaders, and there's two things that really stand out in my mind. And the first one is humility. Humility, and also the actually caring about other people, very strongly caring about other people. And you put the two of those together, it takes a lot of humility to be able to set our ego aside and care about other people, to see their strengths, to see their talents and gifts, and really want them to be the best that they can be. That is a wonderful thing and a wonderful gift. And I saw so much humility in this group. The ability to stand up and talk about areas that you would like to improve, and your openness about, well, I really need to improve here. That is going to serve you so well in years to come. So I just thank you for your hard work and for being real and making this work in a virtual environment. It's been a lot of fun. And I also always want to thank Dr. Corey, because he sets the tone for all of these. He is so gracious, and he is so caring about everyone, and it really makes a difference in everything we do. So congratulations to you, and best of everything in the years ahead.
Well, I had about 100 different things I wanted to talk about tonight, but when I sat up here, it was hard for me not to kind of reflect back a little bit. And I was 5 years out of college when I made probably the biggest decision of my life, and that was to start my own business. And that was about 1978. In 2001, I made even a bigger decision as to how I was going to perpetuate the business, and that was through a sale or a merger. But the biggest decision I've made in my life to date was in 2007, when I realized that what I really had a passion for was leadership development. It wasn't too long after that I sat down with Dr. Corey and Dave, and we talked about the program that you've been a part of. I, at that time, didn't quite envision that my leadership journey, I'd been working with primarily with executives. Many of them were emerging leaders in organizations. I didn't think about working with college students. But I've got to tell you, it's been one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. And to watch each one of you and the 8 classes before you, as they enter the room the very first day of PLI, we can see they're a little nervous. Some of them know each other, some of them don't. They're a little guarded. But just to watch the development over the course of the year to the point to be able to do what you did today is right in line with what my leadership development roadmap was to motivate and inspire others to reach their full potential in life. And I've got to tell you today, I was so proud of what you all did. And I was so proud that in a tough year, you made it work. We had never done anything virtually before. It was probably more new to us than it was you, but you guys, you stayed engaged, you stayed focused, this is a class that I'll never forget. Typically we have around 20, but the opportunity to get to know each one of you personally and to watch your development, very rewarding to me, and I want to thank you for the opportunity. And you parents out there, you should be very, very proud of your children. They've done a tremendous job. Congratulations.
So now comes the fun part, where you get to receive your recognition for being a fellow of the President's Leadership Institute. I believe President Corey gave some instructions before we began, and so as your name is called, if you would come up this way and receive the materials that President Corey has to recognize you with. So we will be following the order in the program, so you know just about when it'll be your turn. So our first honoree as a President's Leadership Institute Fellow is Kaylee Clothier, a psychology major. Wonderful. Nice. There you go. We want to see your face. That's right. There's a lot to handle at once. I noticed that when you have your mask and your goodies. We've got time. We've got time. And our next honoree this evening is Chad Enright. Chad is a double major, well, he has a business administration major with a concentration in management and marketing. Yes. It's hard, it's actually hard to see with a mask on, I've discovered. For those who are with us online, one of the items that the students are receiving is they receive a medal that they're encouraged to wear at commencement. There you go. There you go. All right. Our next honoree this evening is Patrick Galt, and Patrick is a criminal justice major. Congratulations, Patrick. Our next honoree this evening is Caleb Graham. And Caleb is a double major in psychology and criminal justice. The students this evening are also receiving a lapel pin, which actually was the idea of one of our early graduating classes. They said, "We love the medal, but we'd like something we can wear every day." The medal gets a little ostentatious in the office. Our next honoree is Karsten Gregerson, a double major in actuarial science and mathematics. And I love that Karsten always has the smile on his face. Do you see his mask? I love that. They've had practice, right? They've had practice. Our next honoree this evening is Chaz Polash, criminal justice major. Our next honoree this evening is Kaylee Richardson, a double major in accounting and financial planning. Our next honoree is Michaela Schmidt. Michaela is a mathematics major. Our next honoree this evening is Chelsea Smith, exercise science major. And our final honoree this evening is Takato Timmerman, business administration major.
That's true.
And as we will do at our regular commencement ceremonies, for some of you sooner than others, but I will now present the graduates of the President's Leadership Institute to President Corey. Institute Fellows, would you please rise? President Corey, on behalf of the faculty of the President's Leadership Institute, it is